Hey everyone, welcome back to another video, and today I have a couple GOAT format games I want to show. Just want to preface this by saying 3 games were played, but it was like 4 a.m. and I played terrible game 1, ended up losing. I misplayed a bunch. You're probably going to see a bunch of misplays in this game 2 as well. So I kick things off with Thunder Dragon for the deck thin, then I go into Pot of Greed. I set a Dekoichi instead of Magician of Faith in case he had knock. He also starts with a Thunder Dragon and then goes Breaker to clear my Book of Moon. He attacks, I get to draw a card off of my Dekoichi, and he has a couple back row. I go straight into Chaos Sorcerer, which forces out a Judgment, and then I set Magician of Faith and another book. Is a jar set, Heavy Storms me for 1, and then I get my Magician of Faith, get Pot of Greed back. Pot of Greed, and then I knock him for his set. It's Moth, Snatch Steal the Breaker, normal summon Tsukiyomi, so I get to keep it, and then I flip it back up. Get in for the damage. I set Torrential, and then Tsukiyomi returns to my hand. Sets a couple back row and a monster. A normal summon Mystic Swordsman, which is met with a Judgment, and then I summon BLS, which is met with another Judgment. And I just attack with Breaker, which triggers a Sangan. He goes into Morphing Jar. It's Morphing Jar Mirror Force set. I activate Thunder Dragon. I summon DD Warrior Lady, and I get Mirror Forced. I set Return from a Different Dimension. And then here's where I start playing bad. For some reason, yeah, I had Torrential after the Chaos Sorcerer, and then he has BLS. But for some reason here, I think I can bring back the Chaos Sorcerer that's banished, and I activate Return from a Different Dimension, and it just brings back a bunch of guys that don't out BLS because I couldn't summon the Chaos Sorcerer. And then I'm just kind of jammed up, and I just completely waste that card, and everything gets rebanished. BLS clears Breaker. I have Trap Dust Shoot, Pre-Mat, and Heavy Storm set. Pre-Mat into DD Warrior Lady, just so I can out the BLS by banishing it. Go down to 200 life. I Heavy Storm, but it's a Jar of Greed. I set Sangan. He upstarts with Tribe. He has Delinquent Duo. Sangan goes into Tsukiyomi. He decides to set Delinquent Duo instead of activate it, and then I go into Tsukiyomi to flip down Tribe. I attack over it. I set my own Delinquent Duo as a bluff. He sets Jar. And then here I just summon Dekoichi and go for game, and there's the surrender. And then in the following game, I mainly wanted to show this one because I was just like mollywopping this dude. Like, I looked like Mike Tyson in the 80s in this game. Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity, Delinquent Duo. Start off with Breaker to clear a card, but it was Jar. Attack into Gravekeeper Spy, so I just go ahead and I use my Lightning Vortex. I pre-mat back the Moth I discarded and then set a book. So if he attacks it, I can flip it back down and then get my stuff back. He sets a couple back row and a card. I do book my Moth. And then he breaks Breaker instead of Moth, which I found interesting. Get Graceful back. I have Graceful Serpent in circulation. I go into Assailant. He has his own Moth. Just attack. I set another book. And then this is where the game starts to take a turn, is when he sets this Morphing Jar. I book my Moth again. Get my Serpent back. Flip it up. Get Graceful Charity again. Get a whole bunch of free advantage. Tribute Summon for Thunder Dragon. Attack Morphing Jar, and my hand was so good. It didn't even have a read on Morphing Jar. Changed my whole hand, and obviously my cards got a lot worse and his cards got a lot better. He gets Chaos Sorcerer, Out Assailant. He has a bunch of back row. I'm going to pause this here. I don't think I went through Heavy Storm yet. Yeah, I think at some point I was hoping would top deck Heavy Storm. Use Assailant to out the Chaos Sorcerer. I leave Thunder Dragon in defense mode. He activates the Thunder Dragon and then a jar. He gets Delinquent Duo, jars into knock. Tributes Sangan for Thunder Dragon. BLS, I get Delinquent Duo'd. BLS attacks twice over Thunder Dragon. Thunder Dragon attacks really low on life. Really need something here. And then I do draw the Heavy Storm. Get my Serpent back. Activate it, but it's hit with Judgment. And then the really unfortunate part, the Snatch Deal that I went for on BLS, also hit with Judgment. So very unlucky with double Judgment there. Obviously, thanks to the terrible cards in my hand, this game is all but over. I just summon Sangan and then I swing into Thunder Dragon just to see what's left in my deck. There's nothing but Tsukiyomi, and then I just surrender. The game's lost. So yeah, that felt absolutely terrible. But here's the deck list I played. I got pretty unlucky with that double Judgment on the second watch back, but his Morphing Jar really carried, just changed the whole course of the game. But this is the deck list I played. If you want to see like a in-depth detailed version of the deck list, you can click on the video link that's coming up on the screen right now, and you can also press the little circular button with my face on it to subscribe. I really appreciate it. I'm up to 25 subscribers right now because I had a couple videos do really well, and I'm very thankful for you guys. So if anyone who's seeing this isn't subscribed, I appreciate it. I'm gonna keep making content and you know, just keep going. Catch you guys next time.